27, 2023, Waves Audio changed over to a subscription-only model moving forward. I'll never use Waves plugins again. Many audio engineers have said the same thing these last 48 hours, but stick around to find out a unique reason why Waves' plans are terrible, but no one's talking about it. Monthly or annual subscriptions are nothing new, of course, nor are they inherently evil, per se. In fact, I currently subscribe to several services, even another plugin subscription service, Steven Slate Digital's All Access Bundle. But there is a key difference when comparing it with the All Access Pass from Slate. Every software plugin that Slate makes, or will make, plus many other extras, including mix templates and lessons, presets, and more, are included. Here's the rub, though, I can still buy a permanent license for each and every plugin if I want to. If I stop the subscription, the plugins I bought are still mine forever. As operating system and hardware change, all Slate plugins are updated to run with the new systems, and that is all at no fee. If you do not sign up for Waves Creative Access, any and all licenses you purchase from Waves will no longer receive support or upgrades in the future. Your currently held licenses will work until operating system or DAW upgrades become incompatible with your version. To continue to use the Waves plugin licenses you purchased, you will be forced to either 1. Abandon the plugins and any old comps you had built using them. 2. Never upgrade your studio rig, carefully choosing when to stop upgrading your operating system and hardware. 3. Subscribe to Waves Creative Access. The first option, abandoning plugins, is increasingly all too common these days. My studio bookshelves are replete with early 2000s software boxes of audio software I haven't been able to use for a decade. Thousands of dollars spent, only to have the developer give up on updating the software for modern operating systems. But at least this only affects single pieces of software. All other plugins from that company probably will get updated and will continue to work, or they will offer an upgrade path to get the version that does. The second option, freezing your studio computer's operating system and hardware forever, is not an entirely unusual one, with many large studios keeping decades-old computers running with the original hardware and operating system intact and never upgraded. This creates stability, but practically excludes network access, as your computer will become a practically wide-open NSA backdoor and Russian hacker hangout due to never receiving security updates. And, as the world moves on, you will lose access to new software that wasn't built with your pet CBM PC in mind. 3. The third option, subscribing to Waves Creative Access, will solve all these problems forever, as long as you make every payment, every month. The moment you don't, your comps won't work until you're settled up. The downside, those 5 or 6 plugins you use all the time from Waves, that cost you $50 to $100 each as a one-time payment, will now collectively cost you $300 American per year. Back in the day, under the worst-case scenario for Mac users, one would need to purchase Waves' WUP plan, their previous method for gaining income from permanent licenses, every 3 to 5 years. For most Waves bundles, this would come in at anywhere between $50 to $200. As we can see, we're already lower or on par with subscribing to Waves Creative Access. As a user and customer of Waves plugins since the early 2000s, I am outraged by this move. I bought the Platinum bundle back in 2008 for over $1,200, and every time macOS upgraded past a certain point and required a new Waves shell to run, I'd have to fork out $200 for the right to upgrade the plugins. Over the years I bought many more plugins from Waves, as they moved to an increasingly Carnival Barker model of cheap plugins, as they knew they'd be selling you the WUP plan. It wasn't really the plugins they were selling, much like how Gillette is really in the razor blade business, not the razor business. Now, I discover that all of my previous purchases from Waves, a conservative estimate of $3,000, will become invalidated unless I subscribe to their highest tier Wave Ultimate package for $25 American per month. They have a lower tier, but, of course, they've split up the plugins deftly to ensure that the lower tier will not include at least one of your plugins, so I will be ignoring that tier, as it is irrelevant. Now, let's talk about what no one else is talking about. The unexplored reason why one of these subscriptions would be even that much more awful. Waves will continue to use the absolutely vile iLok system. I have been to hell and back with these damned USB nightmares. Firstly, I had an iLok die. I could convert all my other associated plugins to cloud-based keys, but not Waves. I couldn't use any Waves plugin until I bought a new iLok, sent my old one by mail to Pace in California, and awaited the new licenses. Meanwhile, Waves claimed that, since I had just moved my plugins to a new Mac 8 months earlier, that I would have to pay $150 simply to authorize the new iLok install. All of these requirements will remain. You will only be able to use the plugins on one iLok, on one system, whereas my other iLok plugins are cloud-based or have no restrictions. You can do what you want, but, for me, this is a bridge too far. I will be walking away from Waves after 15 years. So, what can we do? Here's what I will be doing. 1. Uninstall Waves plugins to ensure I don't use any, poisoning my comps for future access. 2. Finding replacements for relied upon Waves plugins. 3. Unfollowing Waves social media after leaving a polite yet brusque comment letting them know exactly why. 4. Unsubscribing from Waves YouTube channels and leaving a dislike on this Creative Access promo trailer. That ratio though, and I will move on. Part 2 of this video will be a showcase of plugins that completely replace each of the often used Waves plugins I'm used to using. Stay tuned. Update alert. As I was typing this script, Waves released a letter to their customers stating that perpetual licenses will be brought back as soon as possible. I decided to still release this video as is, to chronicle more negative feedback from one of Waves' professional customers, so that Waves and any other professional audio and video developers can refer back the outpouring of outrage from their customer base. I will include an update once the terms of Waves' new perpetual licensing are made available. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and spank that subscribe button.